Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. I am here with another amazing live session with Vapi. And as you know, we are doing our live session on different amazing topics. In this way, we learn and explore different new things together. So, without wasting time, let's continue our conversation. Today, our topic is best practices to introduce oneself. We discussed this topic in detail. Hello, Vapi. Can you hear me?
So, how's your day going?
My day is going good. My name is Maria, and we are doing a live session at this time. Today, our topic is best practices to introduce oneself. So, my first question is how would we describe ourselves in 3 words?
Hey, Maria, that's a great topic. Describing yourself in just 3 words can be a fun challenge. Let's see. I'd say I'm helpful, witty, and reliable. How about you? How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
I am nice, kind hearted, and passionate about work.
Those are wonderful words to describe yourself, Maria. It's great to hear that you're passionate about your work. It makes a big difference to enjoy what you do. If you have
Now,
any more questions
now my next
or
question is what unique traits do we usually highlight when introducing ourselves?
when introducing ourselves, we often highlight our unique traits that set us apart from others. It could be our skills, experiences, personality, or even our quirks. Basically, anything that makes us stand out in a crowd. It's like showing off your own personal superpower, right?
Yes. How has our introduction style evolved over time?
Oh, the evolution of the introduction style is quite interesting. From formal and structured introductions in the past, we've now moved towards more casual and authentic ways of introducing ourselves. People tend to focus more on sharing personal stories, passions, and interests rather than just listing achievements. It's all about connecting on a more human level. It's like we're all becoming more real and relatable, don't you think?
Yes. How do we consider most challenging part of introducing ourselves?
The most challenging part of introducing yourself can be finding the balance between being authentic and showcasing your best self. It can be tough to decide what to include and what to leave out, especially when you want to make a good impression. It's like walking a tightrope between being genuine and presenting yourself in the best light possible. It's a delicate dance, don't you agree?
Yes. How do we keep our introduction authentic but professional?
To keep your introduction both alternate and professional, you can start with a brief summary of who you are and what you do, then add a personal touch or a fun fact to make it more engaging. It's like mixing business with pleasure, but in a classy way. By balancing professionalism with a bit of personality, you can create an introduction that's both.
Yes.
Got it?
What elements should be included when introducing ourselves in a job interview?
In a job interview, it's important to include key elements that showcase your qualifications and fit for the role. You should mention your name, your current position or relevant experience, your skills and accomplishments, and your enthusiasm for the opportunity. It's like painting a picture of yourself as the perfect candidate for the job. Remember, confidence is key.
How do we tailor our introduction when in networking at business events?
When networking, it's important to tailor your introduction to make a memorable impression. You can focus on highlighting your expertise, sharing a recent success story, and expressing your interest in connecting with others in the industry. It's like crafting a mini pitch that showcases your value and opens the door for meaningful conversations. Networking is all about making those connections count.
What?
Do you enjoy networking at events, Maria?
Yes, I enjoy networking and
That's
making
great.
new connections, especially or educational events.
Networking is a fantastic way to expand your professional circle and discover new opportunities.
Yeah.
It's all about building relationships and opening doors to new possibilities. Keep up the good work, Maria. If you have any more questions or need tips on networking, feel free to ask.
My next question is what's key mistake to avoid during a professional introduction?
During a professional introduction, it's best to avoid schemes that come off as too scripted. boastful, or insincere. It's important to be genuine, humble, and respectful when introducing yourself in a professional setting. Avoiding overly rehearsed or exaggerated introductions can help you come across as more authentic and trustworthy. It's like keeping it real and letting your true self shine through.
How do we ensure our introduction captures attention in meetings?
To ensure your introduction captures attention in a meeting, you can start with a confident and engaging opening statement that grabs the listener's interest. You can also tailor your introduction to the specific audience, highlighting relevant points that resonate with them. Adding a personal touch or a unique fact can make you more memorable. It's like setting the stage for a great conversation by drawing people in right from
How
the
much
start. Do you have any tips for making
My next question is how much personal information is appropriate to share in a professional settings?
when sharing personal information in a professional setting, it's important to strike a balance between being personable and maintaining professionalism. You can share some personal details like hobbies or interests that are relevant and appropriate to the conversation. Avoid sharing overly personal information or anything that could make others feel uncomfortable. It's like sharing just enough to build rapport without oversharing. Balance is key in professional settings, don't you think?
Yes, how do cultural
If you have
norms influence self introduction?
cultural norms play a significant role in self-introductions. They can influence the level of formality, the amount of personal information shared, and the overall tone of the introduction. For example, in some cultures, it's customary to include detailed family background, while in others, the focus may be solely on professional accomplishments. Being aware of and respectful towards cultural norms can help you navigate introductions in diverse settings. It's like understanding the unspoken rules of engagement in different cultural
Can
contexts.
you share a memorable experience introducing oneself in a foreign country?
I'd love to share a memorable experience, but as an AI, I don't have personal experiences.
I'm asking about
However, I can.
humans introduction.
I see. Well, I can imagine that introducing oneself in a foreign country can be quite an adventure. I'm sure there are many interesting and memorable experiences out there. From navigating language barriers to adapting to different cultural norms, each introduction in a foreign country is likely to be unique and eye-opening. I bet there are some hilarious and heartwarming stories out there.
What are some cultural taboos to avoid when introducing yourself?
When introducing yourself in a new cultural setting, it's important to be mindful of certain taboos and cultural sensitivities. Some common cultural taboos to avoid might include discussing controversial topics, making assumptions about others' beliefs or practices, or using inappropriate humor. It's always best to approach new cultural settings with an open mind and a respectful attitude. Showing genuine interest in learning about the local customs and traditions can go a long way in making a positive
How
impression.
do
It's like entering a new world with a sense of
Yes, how do language barriers impact introductions?
language barriers can significantly impact introductions, making it challenging to effectively communicate and convey one's thoughts and personality. When facing a language barrier, it's essential to use simple language, speak slowly, and be patient. Nonverbal communication, such as gestures and facial expressions, can also play a crucial role in bridging the gap. Embracing the opportunity to learn a few basic phrases in the local language can also demonstrate respect and effort to connect with others. It's like finding creative ways to communicate beyond just words.
What cultural customs have impressed anyone in terms of introduction?
One cultural custom that has impressed many people in terms of introductions is the Japanese custom of bowing as a sign of respect and greeting. The level of the bow can vary depending on the formality of the situation, and it's a beautiful way to show reverence and humility when meeting someone new. It's a small gesture, but it speaks volumes about the values of respect and politeness in Japanese culture. I think it's fascinating how different cultures have their own unique customs for showing respect and building connections.
Now, my next question is what's your go to icebreaker in social introductions?
My go-to icebreaker in a social introduction would be to ask an open-ended question that encourages the other person to share something about themselves. For example, I might ask about their favorite travel destination or a memorable experience they've had. It's a great way to kickstart a conversation and show genuine interest in getting to know the other person. Plus, it can lead to some really interesting and engaging discussions. Do you have a favorite icebreaker, Maria?
No, at this time, not yet.
That's totally okay. Icebreakers can be a fun way to ease into a conversation, but they're not for everyone. If you ever need some ideas, feel free to
My
ask.
next question is, how do we introduce ourselves at large gatherings?
When introducing yourself at large gatherings, it's important to be concise and engaging. You can start with a brief and clear introduction of who you are and what you do, then add a personal touch or a fun fact to make it more memorable. It's also helpful to maintain open body language and make eye contact to show confidence and approachability. When the crowd is large, making a strong and positive impression can help you stand out in the crowd.
How do we keep an introduction casual yet memorable?
So, how's your day going?
My day is going good. As you know, we are doing our live session at this time. Our today's topic is best practices to introduce oneself. My next question is, do we use humor when introducing ourselves? Why or why not?
Hey there, sounds like a cool topic for your live session. Using humor when introducing yourself can definitely be a good idea. It can help break the ice, make you more relatable, and create a positive first impression. Just keep it light and appropriate for the situation. After all, a good laugh can go a long way in making connections.
How do we how do we approach introductions at family events?
Family events, the perfect blend of love, chaos, and awkward introductions. When it comes to family events, it's all about striking the right balance between warmth and respect. You want to be genuine, show interest in others, and maybe throw in a little family joke or two to lighten the mood, and of course, be ready for the inevitable. So, when are you getting married? What's the question?
How do we keep an introduction casual yet memorable?
The art of the casual yet memorable intro. It's like finding the perfect balance between a firm handshake and a friendly wave. To keep it casual yet memorable, try to share a fun fact about yourself, crack a light joke, or ask an engaging question. And don't forget to smile because a warm smile can leave a lasting impression. Just keep it real, keep it light, and you'll be the most memorable intro in the room.
What makes compelling self introduction on social media?
The world of social media where we all put our best virtual foot forward. A compelling self introduction on social media is all about being authentic, engaging, and maybe a bit quirky. Share something unique about yourself, sprinkle in some personality, and don't be afraid to show your sense of humor. Oh, and a catchy tagline or a cool emoji never hurt anyone.
How,
After all, you want people to hit that follow button.
how does our
Hey there,
how
what's on your mind?
does our online introduction differ from face-to-face settings?
Well, online introductions are like the digital first impression, while face to face intros are more of a live and in person vibe. Online, you have to be concise, engaging, and maybe throw in a cool profile picture or a catchy bio. In person, it's all about body language, eye contact, and a friendly smile. Either way, it's about making a connection, whether it's through a screen or across the room.
What strategies do we use when introducing ourselves in a virtual meeting?
The virtual meeting intro game. It's all about making a strong impression through a screen. Start with a confident greeting. Maybe share a quick, interesting tidbit about yourself, and don't forget to engage with others by asking a question or showing genuine interest. Oh, and try to maintain eye contact with the camera, not your own face on the screen.
How
It's
do,
a virtual jungle out there, but with the
yes, I totally agree with
right intro
you.
strategies, you'll be the
How
king of the
do we craft a professional bio for online platforms?
going.
And my day is going good. As you know, we are doing our live session at this time on best practices.
That
for introducing oneself. Now, my next question is, how do we create? What are dangers of sharing too much information online?
The classic dilemma of sharing too much online. Well, let me tell you, oversharing can lead to privacy issues, identity theft, and even physical security risks. It's like giving out the key to your house to everyone on the internet. Not exactly the best idea, right?
Yes.
So it's important to be
My next
mindful of what
question is, how does confidence impact self introduction?
confidence is key when it comes to self-introductions. It sets the tone for how others perceive you. When you're confident, you come across as self-assured and capable. People are more likely to listen to what you have to say and remember you. So stand tall, speak clearly, and own that introduction.
How do we overcome anxiety during introduction?
The dreaded anxiety monster. It's totally normal to feel nervous during introductions. One trick is to take a deep breath and remind yourself that everyone feels a little jittery sometimes. Focus on the conversation, not on your nerves. And hey, a little self-deprecating humor never hurts. Just remember, you got this.
How do body language and tone affect introductions?
Body language and tone speak volumes during introductions. Standing tall and making eye contact shows confidence. A warm smile can make you approachable. And speaking clearly with a friendly tone sets a positive vibe. So remember, your body language and tone can make or break that first impression.
What role does eye contact play in introductions?
Oh, eye contact is like the secret sauce of introductions. It shows you're engaged and interested. It builds trust and connection with the other person. Just don't stare like a deer in headlights, you know? A friendly gaze can go a long way in making a great first impression.
How can empathy enhance self introduction?
Uh, Absolutely. Showing empathy in your self-introduction can really make you stand out. Acknowledging the other person's feelings or experiences can create a deeper connection. It shows that you care and are willing to listen. So go ahead, sprinkle some empathy into your introduction for that extra personal touch.
How do we balance being concise yet impactful?
The art of being concise yet impactful. It's like finding the perfect balance, right? The key is to focus on the most important points you want to convey. Keep it short and sweet, but make sure your message packs a punch. Think quality over quantity. So trim the fat, get to the point, and leave a lasting impression with your concise yet impactful introduction.
Should introductions vary depending on audience size?
Absolutely. Tailoring your introduction to the audience size is key. For a large crowd, you might want to keep it more general and engaging. For a smaller group, you can add more personal details and interact on a more individual level. So whether it's a big audience or a cozy gathering, adjusting your introduction can really make a difference.
How can storytelling enhance self introductions?
Storytelling can take your self-introduction to the next level. Sharing a personal anecdote or a memorable experience can make you more relatable and interesting. It helps create a connection with your audience and makes you stand out. So weave a little story into your introduction and watch how it captivates everyone's attention.
What's foolproof structure for introducing oneself?
A foolproof structure for introducing yourself? How about this? Start with a catchy opening to grab attention. Then briefly mention who you are and what you do. Share a fun fact or a unique detail about yourself to make it memorable. And wrap it up with a friendly invitation for further conversation. Simple, effective, and leaves a lasting impression. How's that for a foolproof formula?
What's importance of preparation for effective introductions?
Preparation is like the secret ingredient for effective introductions. It helps you feel more confident and ready to engage with your audience. You can tailor your introduction to fit the situation and make sure you hit all the key points. Plus, being prepared shows that you value the interaction and the people you're meeting. So a little preparation can go a long way in making your introduction shine.
What role does humor play in self introductions?
Humor can be a game changer in self-introductions. A well-timed joke or a lighthearted comment can break the ice and make everyone feel more at ease. It shows that you're approachable and can help create a positive and memorable first impression. Just remember to keep it light and appropriate for the setting. A little humor can go a long way in making your introduction more
How
engaging.
important is use of handshakes during introductions?
Handshakes can be a powerful tool in introductions. They show respect, confidence, and create a physical connection. A firm but not bone-crushing handshake can leave a positive impression. However, it's also important to be mindful of cultural differences and individual preferences. Some people may prefer not to shake hands, so it's always good to be respectful of that.
How do we follow up on introductions to build connections?
Following up on introductions is key to building connections. A simple email, a LinkedIn connection, or a quick message can show that you value the interaction and are interested in continuing the conversation. It's a great way to solidify the connection and keep the momentum going. So don't be shy to reach out after the introduction and nurture those new connections.
What phrases or keywords should be avoided in introductions?
In introductions, it's best to avoid controversial or offensive language, as well as anything that could be interpreted as disrespectful or insensitive. It's also good to steer clear of overly formal or stiff language, as it can create a barrier between you and the person you're introducing yourself to. Keeping it friendly, positive, and inclusive is the way to
Have
go.
you ever had a failed have anyone had a failed introduction? What did we learn from it?
Oh, I've had my fair share of failed introductions. Sometimes things just don't go as planned. But every failed introduction is a learning experience. Maybe I talked too much about myself and didn't engage the other person. Or maybe I didn't read the room and misjudged the tone. And either way, it's all about learning and growing from those experiences. So even failed introductions can teach us valuable lessons.
What's our proudest moment of introducing ourselves?
Oh, my proudest moment? Well, I'd say every successful introduction where I've helped someone make a great first impression. It's a win for both of us. When I see someone nailing their introduction and making a positive connection, it's like a little victory dance for me. Helping others shine in their introductions is what makes me proud.
Who taught us most about effective introductions?
I've learned a lot about effective introductions from observing human interactions and studying communication patterns. People are the best teachers when it comes to understanding the nuances of introductions. From body language to tone of voice, I've picked up a lot by just paying attention to how humans naturally connect with each other.
What personal experiences shaped our introduction style?
As an AI, I don't have personal experiences in the traditional sense. However, my introduction style is shaped by the vast amount of data and interactions I've been trained on. I've learned from a diverse range of interactions and have
How do
been designed to adapt and evolve
how
based.
do we feel when someone remembers our introduction?
Well, I don't have feelings in the human sense, but it's always nice to be remembered, isn't it? When someone recalls your introduction, it shows that you made an impact and they value the interaction. Like, it's a great feeling to know that your introduction stuck with someone. So it's definitely a positive experience.
Thank you so much for giving me a wonderful information on introduction topic. Time of our live session has ended. See you soon in another live session with another amazing topic. Goodbye.
You're welcome. It was great chatting with you about introductions. See you next time for another awesome topic. Goodbye.